Yeah, morning to all. Today we shall study the industrial pollution and degradation of environment under manufacturing industries. So here we see that industries causes pollution. So it's air pollution as well as water pollution. So noise pollution is also there. So we see that creates four types of pollutions. One is that the air pollution, that is the emission of gases like chlorofluorocarbon, monocarbon, carbon dioxides and other fumes and gases into the environment. Water pollutions, during the processing water is required, and as a result sometimes industrial effluents are also thrown into the water bodies and causes the water pollutions. Land pollution, these effluents are also thrown on the land and causes land pollutions. Noise pollutions, running of machinery requires plenty of sounds and sometimes it's very high in decibel. So noise pollution is also caused by industries. Now first is that the air pollutions. Here you see that caused by the presence of higher proportions of undesirable gases like carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide. Airborne materials consist of both solid, liquid particles, dust, fumes, mist, spray, smoke. Contains both types of particles. Human-made sources of pollutants are normally industrial and solid wastes. These you see, these are the examples of these pollutions, that's air pollutions that are caused from these different factors, and the results in the acid rain. You see here that the pollutions that are caused from industries and motor vehicles, etc., they gets accumulated there in the atmosphere, and when that condenses and then falls in on the surface of land in the forms of acid rain. So it's one of the hazards, industrial hazards, environmental hazards nowadays, causes great damage to the vegetation, humans and animals, etc. Now the water pollutions, industries effluents are discharged into the rivers, thereby killing the aquatic life. Organic and inorganic materials pollutes the water. Some common pollutants of waters are coal, dyes, soaps, pesticides, fertilizers, plastics, rubbers, etc. Principal industries that creates water pollutions are paper industry, textile, chemical, petrochemical, refinery, tannery, and electroplating, etc. Industrial waste containing toxic materials pollutes land and water. Noise pollution, that was also caused by industries and arises primarily from industries, means of transportation, etc. Caused by industrial noise from mechanical saw, pneumatic drills, affects unbearable noise and its nuisance to the public and causes impairment of the hearing. Measures to control environmental degradation. That is one of the most important thing nowadays, how to contain this environmental degradation due to industrialization. That is the most pertinent questions of the day, is that the pollutions can be prevented by careful planning of the industry. That is the most important thing. What are our requirements? We must know our priorities very well. That is the location of the industries also play a very important role in this. Better design equipments and better operations of the equipments. Major means of control of air pollutions are fuel selection and utilization. Smoke may also be prevented by use of oil instead of coal, and industries use equipments to control aerosols emissions. Use of internal steps like separators, filters, precipitators, scrubbers, etc. These can control the fume from entering directly into the atmosphere. Now the water pollutions can be controlled by treatment of waste before discharging in the rivers, and this can be done in three phases: primary treatment by mechanical process, secondary by biological process, and tertiary treatment by biological, chemical and physical process. Now treatment of water pollutants, their primary treatment includes screening, grinding, flocculation and then sedimentation. Secondary treatment involves use of biological methods. Tertiary treatments includes the recycling of the wastewater. Controls and then collections of waste from different places, dumping and discharging of waste by land, and recycling of the waste for the further use. These are some of the important things for controlling of the pollutions there.